Ya marhaba ya shabab, welcome to a brand new video. This video will be again um uh, about a new tool that I developed. So if you wanna curious, you just go on my website, habibi-coding.com. Then you can either go, I would suggest take a look at the blog page, either here or here you see the blogs. I have 4 blog articles. So maybe you're already familiar with the previous 3 blogs, and the one I'm talking about is this one right now, CSS Validator and Compress. So this is a blog article why I developed a tool to validate and compress CSS files. So basically you can read the reasons why you should always compress, validate, and then compress your file, your CSS file. Don't worry, this is from the previous video. When I upload this video, you should see should see this video actually. Here's just a placeholder, and yeah, here I've written the reason why you should validate. Because just just to be just to give you a brief explanation, always validate things before you do something with it. Maybe you have your CSS file is invalid and you compress it, and then you see, okay, why is the file broken? And yeah, you should already you should already be um, how to say it? You should already catch it when you are in your normal state before you compress the CSS file, your normal CSS file. But when you compress it, the error might be more severe, or maybe you start to check your CSS settings in different browsers and you see some, I don't know, in Chrome it looks different than in Safari. And yeah, this is the reason why you should always validate it first and then compress it. And why you should compress always your files is to give your website a performance boost. So your entire website loads faster. As you can see, this is here the normal style CSS, and when you compress it, you will create a new file called style.min.css. And as you can see here, you have a comment, and here is no comment anymore, and everything is in one line. Maybe when you watch the series Silicon Valley, there's a special episode about spaces and tabs, and you should have no space and also no tabs in your compressed style.min.css file. Again, this is a performance boost, a best practice, so your entire website loads faster. And yeah, here I have written out some scenarios, why I recommended a workflow. Right, edit your CSS file, your style.css, then validate it. Okay, fix the errors if you see, okay, there's I don't know, a semicolon missing. Then you compress it and then you create your style.min.css file. And yeah, this is basically it. This is the blog article. So I would suggest, if you're unfamiliar with why I'm suggesting this, is just read the blog article, and then here, either here or here on tools, let's click here. You come to my tool, also here on tools. Here you have my mental arithmetic exercise tool, and here's a CSS validator and compress. So basically, when you have your CSS file, for instance, this is my CSS file from of the main branch of the master branch, my main branch. As you can see, is quite long. Let me just go under. Yeah, almost 3,000 lines of code. Now, let me just show you something. If I remove here the semicolon in your IDE, you should already check in your IDE. You have now an error, and then you have to go in your IDE, see why is this error here? The warnings you can ignore, but after time you should also fix your warnings, um, copy, paste it in here, and then you do validate CSS. As you can see, something is not right regarding there's something wrong. It already shows you unclosed opening brace. I mean, there, as you can see, I have removed it here. And when I put it back, also in my ID, the warning is gone. So this is, and now you just copy it again, and now validate, it's valid. So this is a safety mechanism. It's like two factors that play here in a role. And by the way, if you just wonder what kind of editor I'm using, this is not sponsored or so, I'm just telling you. It's a free editor. Again, it's not sponsored. Maybe JetBrains one day you will sponsor me after after this video. It's JetBrains Fleet. Again, it's totally free. The other JetBrains products cost money. JetBrains Fleet, if you like it, it's almost like the IntelliJ. I'm using IntelliJ and WebStorm. Again, this is no ad, just my personal recommendation. This is free, you can download it, or otherwise there's also VS Code. I mean, I'm more into because of my professional background, I'm more in the JetBrains ecosystem. But sometimes I'm also using VS Code, and you can download it here, and then you can have, yeah, use it for your projects. But yeah, anyways, what I'm trying to say is, first make sure you check your ID if there is a warning or not. It's okay. Then you just copy your CSS like I did. Let's go back. Now it said it's valid. So you have a two-factor check. One factor is your ID, and the second one is here my tool. Then you say compress. Okay, now you have a compressed CSS file. Amazing. So what we are going to do is now say copy to clipboard. As you can see, I've copied it. Here in my folder CSS, sorry, I create a new file. I call it style.min.css. And as you can see, I have a style.min.css. Paste it in here, and that's it. And let me just now scroll to the beginning. Font face. As you can see, font face usually has a comment before webflow.css section. Comments and other stuff, like I said, comments, spaces, tabs, and some other stuff are getting removed because of you want to have it as performant as possible, and you get only performance if you cut out the unnecessary stuff. Comments are just not needed for production, and so are spaces and tabs. And this is the reason. As you can see now, we have yeah, a style.min.css. This is the one file. You usually what you do is you do your development stuff, blah blah blah, so and so and so forth. And then what you do is after you made some changes in here, you validate it, compress it, and paste the stuff in here. And this is the file. The min.css is the file you deploy to production. And this is very important because if you wanna check your website performance, how's it called on Google? Website page speed. This is from Google, a tool. You paste in your website. So your URL to website like habibi-coding.com. Then you say analyze. And this is something you can do for other websites, and you can see, or for your own website, for other websites, just paste in the domain in here, and then you see how performant is your website. And yeah, looks, yeah, don't look so bad. Yeah, desktop, yeah, it's okay. Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Documented. Nope. Nope. Yeah, this one here. Largest contentful breakdown. Largest contentful, yeah, page breakdown. This is, for instance, as you can see, this is a candidate for, oh, sorry, this is a candidate to look into when your CSS is just, not a one-liner and without any um, performance optimizations. Yeah, this section here, insights, um, with LCP and so on and so forth. This is always indicated that something, I mean, as you can see, there is no warning. The other things are warnings and errors. Um, these are things that might be because if this would be a warning, this might be because of the CSS and so on and so forth. And yeah, just keep in mind, just check from time to time on page speed, your website, and always keep your CSS file compressed. And yeah, would be nice if you check out my blog article where I explain stuff like this. And yes, and also check out my tool then. And yeah, if you liked it, of course, you can, if you want, you can buy me a coffee on Ko-fi. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. Next video will be again more technical. Next video series, it will be a series. I can assure you will be about right now I'm preparing a tutorial series about Terraform and Amazon Web Services, a cloud project we will do with Terraform and AWS, so infrastructure as code. And yeah, it will be multiple parts. I start recording it. So hopefully soon it will be out. So stay tuned. See you soon. إلى اللقاء.